Coming up on NCC News at 4, how the upstate New York weather could be affecting your crops.
The protest in Los Angeles is still affecting everyday citizens.
And the sun could take the place of the rain in the coming days. I'll have your full forecast coming up.
Good afternoon and welcome to NCC News at 4. I'm Rosie Rapisarda.
And I'm Madison Hritzik. Let's get right to our top story. New charges were filed against registered sex offender Ryan Pontello this morning. He was arrested yesterday and charged with endangering the welfare of a child, rape, and sex abuse. The victim was able to escape and immediately informed parents, friends, and authorities. Pontello now faces 3 felony charges and a misdemeanor charge.
Today, President Donald Trump is defending his decision to send thousands of troops to Los Angeles. He claimed, quote, "If we didn't get involved, LA would be burning again," end quote. His comments come after 5 days of protesting following controversial immigration raids. While demonstrations started peacefully, they turned violent over the weekend, prompting Trump to deploy 4,000 National Guard members and 600 Marines. Critics say it's an illegal overreach. Ahead of military pride scheduled for Saturday, many Americans and Central New Yorkers are speaking out against the administration.
NCC News reporter Jack Ziskin has more. Jack?
Thanks, guys. As anti-ICE protests sweep across the country, the city of Syracuse is no exception. 1,200 people are slated to march in this Saturday's No Kings protest. Syracuse Police Department spokesperson Kieran Coffey says that local authorities are not concerned about the No Kings protest scheduled on Saturday, saying the risk of escalation is minimal.
We've never ran into any issues with protests in the past, and I don't see us, even when there was protests against the police, we still were able to protect those that were marching and protect their freedom of speech, so I don't see anything different this weekend.
And protesters from the CNY Solidarity Coalition like Judy Jerome say they will not back down, no matter who stands in their way.
We will not succumb to provocation. We will not respond. If the National Guard is called in, they will be there. We will be there. Maybe they will join us.
Both the police and protesters are committed to a peaceful demonstration. But if President Donald Trump sends the National Guard in, there's no telling what might happen. Jack Ziskin, NCC News.
Farmers in Central New York are facing some troubling times. Our reporter Kobe Scales is live on the scene with more on this story. Kobe?
Here in Clinton Square where today was the opening day of the downtown Syracuse Farmers Market, but weather has been totally affecting the crops here in Syracuse.
At Clinton Square in downtown Syracuse, the first market day of the summer usually brings color, crowds, and crates full of produce. But this year, many tables are empty, and the ones that are here look more like placeholders in harvest celebrations. Dale Haas has been coming to this market for over 20 years. Today, he arrived with only a handful of plants.
I plan to have peas and strawberries, but they're a little late. They probably won't be here in the next week or two.
And right next to Dale, Jim Marinick. He's in the same boat. Usually by now, he's selling early season staples. This time, a few short.
With the weather being hot or cold, it's caused my primary crop, asparagus, to not really know where it's at. You know, when it starts out in late May, it continues growing throughout the season. But with this year, it stopped.
Today was all about the farmers, or at least it should have been. Here at the downtown Syracuse Farmers Market, and there are only 4 farmers. The rest, vendors who outsource their produce. The local farmers have been victims to rampant heat and sudden rainstorms, and even some chills. Produce, such as strawberries and asparagus, have struggled mightily here in upstate New York.
And that's going to be a problem for the market. Things are going to be coming in a little bit later. Now, if the weather gets better and temperatures get to where they should be and stay there, the market will be filled up with farmers.
While things haven't been great yet, Jim and Dave still have hope. They say their crop should be ready in the next 2 weeks. From Syracuse, Kobe Scales, NCC News.
Wegmans in DeWitt is testing out smart shopping carts, and they're rolling out to the public on June 27. The carts have screens and scanners so you can scan and bag items as you shop. The DeWitt location is one of 4 stores in New York State testing the carts. Wegmans says the goal is to make shopping easier, but they're still working out the kinks. All this spring rain is causing high water levels on the Erie Canal, and that's holding some boaters back. Many haven't launched yet or are waiting to bring their boats up because parts of the canal remain closed. The Canal Corporation says the water is safe for travel, but flooding did cause damage near Little Falls. Crews are monitoring the area, and a reopening decision is expected later this week.
We now go outside with our Matea Kanicki, who has our weather report. Matea, how is it looking out there?
Thank you, Madison. I'm out here on University Avenue, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Compared to last night, those severe thunderstorms, I'm seeing the complete opposite. We've got blue skies, it's about 70 degrees, and we have a little breeze. That's that weather that gets you excited for summer. So currently we're sitting at about 72 degrees, and the humidity only 55%, which is a little less than we've seen in the past few days. The wind only coming in at about 8 miles per hour, and the visibility going about 10 miles, and the barometer sitting at about 29.82 inches. And taking a look at some records for today and in the past. Today, the highest we've got was 76 degrees and hitting that low of 58 degrees. And the average for today, the exact same, that's 76 degrees, and the low getting a little bit lower at 55 degrees. Now, the record for today, in 1974, we saw 94 degrees today. I mean, if it was 94 degrees and I was standing out here right now, I would be pretty upset. It would be hot. And looking at tomorrow, we're going to see a lot of sun compared to what we've seen in the past few days, hitting almost 80 degrees. Now, that's going to last through most of the afternoon, but as we get into the evening and the night, it's going to cool off a little bit, and as the night comes around, we could see a little bit of scattered showers like we've seen most recently. Now, looking at your 5-day, continuing with that low 70s and cloudy weather and some rain coming in the weekend. And guys, this weekend will mark the 30th weekend that we've had rain here in Syracuse. That streak is staying alive. We haven't seen a dry weekend since November, but still expect those temperatures to be in the low 70s, and those showers will still be here throughout the weekend. Now, guys, I'm tired of rain on the weekends in Syracuse, so hopefully this 30th is the last one. But I'm going to enjoy this weather while I'm out here, and then send it back to you guys at the desk.
Well, thank you, Matea. Yes, the rain on the weekends has definitely been putting a damper on some of this warmer weather. A new construction project is underway on Martin Luther King East in Syracuse, right outside Dr. King Elementary School. As a part of the city's Reconnecting Communities initiative, the project will add curb extensions and chicanes to help slow traffic. Fifth graders helped design the public artwork that celebrates life, growth, and peace. The installation will be painted this summer with help from students and volunteers. Coming up next on NCC News at 4, the best team in the National League returns to the Big Apple for a 3-game series.
But first, why gas pumps in 49 states have hand-free handles and New York does not. Most drivers in New York still have to hold the pump the entire time they get gas. A new bill could change that, and I talked to drivers about how they feel about it. At many gas stations across New York, filling up your tank means holding the pump the entire time, no matter the weather or how long it takes.
I had traveled for like a year and a half, and every state I traveled to, it was like the ease of being able to like pump your gas without having to worry about it.
That difference comes down to one small piece of metal, the hold open clip. It locks the handle in place so you can step away while your car fills up. They're allowed in 49 other states, but in New York, they've been banned since the 1980s. That could be changing soon. A new proposed bill sponsored by Senator Griffo would let gas stations bring the clips back. In a written statement, Griffo said, "I have heard from constituents about this issue and began to explore and investigate it further. That led to this legislation, which I believe would be supported by many." Right now in New York, only full service and certain commercial gas stations are allowed to use the clips. But for everyday drivers, especially in winter, convenience matters.
New York State, well, the entire state has a heavy snowfall. So I feel like really just the weather, it makes it hard to stand out there and keep holding the gas pumps.
Supporters of the bill say the clips offer freedom, flexibility, and bring New York in line with the rest of the country.
You know, I travel up and down the East Coast. Other states have, you just have the clip on there. You clip it on, let it sit there in the pump. You can look at your phone. You can do whatever you want to do while you're pumping gas. So I like to multitask, and gives me the opportunity to do that.
But not everyone's on board. One gas station manager says the clips lead to carelessness.
Customers are forgetting that they have the clip on the pump, so they're on their phones. It's very distracting, and they pull away, and it rips our pumps off. Yeah. I feel like that's the number one problem.
Still, Griffo believes it's time New York caught up. If passed, the choice would be up to individual gas stations. Now we toss it to Chance Chamberlain, who has our sports report, and he has an update on what's happening on the football field, practice fields.
Thanks, Rosie. A Super Bowl favorite begins mandatory minicamp today as the reigning MVP takes to the practice fields. Welcome to NCC News Sports. I'm Chance Chamberlain. The Buffalo Bills began their 3-day mandatory minicamp today, and they have a new face in former Panthers linebacker Shaq Thompson, who signed a 1-year contract. The Bills remain heavy favorites to win Super Bowl 60 after last season's defeat in the AFC Championship. This will be the team's last on-field workout until training camp in late July. Missing from voluntary portion earlier in the offseason was James Cook. Our Caleb Spinner will have an update at 4:30 if Cook attended, despite contract negotiations. Turning to the Diamond, the New York Mets return to Citi Field tonight with the best record in the National League. They will look to improve in a 3-game series against the Washington Nationals. The Mets are coming off a 7-game road stretch where they went 5-2. The polar bear himself, Pete Alonso, was named National League Player of the Week as the MVP caliber batter is leading the team with 17 home runs. First pitch is tonight at 7:10. The interleague rival New York Yankees sit with the second-best record in the American League and will begin a set 3-game series in Kansas City against the Royals. The Bronx Bombers have disappointed as of late, going 5-5 in their last 10 games. But they'll get a chance to turn around with Max Fried on the mound tonight for the Pinstripes. First pitch is set for 7:40. And that'll do it for NCC News Sports. I'm Chance Chamberlain. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Chance. Coming up at 4 on NCC News.
Something adorable is making waves. Stay tuned for more on this new arrival.
A baby dolphin's birth was caught on camera in Chicago's Brookfield Zoo.
The zoo says it's been closely monitoring Allie, an expected bottlenose dolphin. Officials say the newborn seems to be thriving. It's the first dolphin newborn at the zoo in over a decade.
And that'll do it for NCC News at 4. I'm Madison Hurtzik.
And I'm Rosie Rapisarda. Have a good evening, Central New York.